shows you why he is on that roll. You guys will. I don't know that it won't be soon. Like there's a lot of others that are in line right now for that. So like Rated R 2K, like why? Like it's been a long time before he got a match, where he should have got one. Then there's you. Then there's Matt Storm. Like there's some people that are out there right now. So that definitely won't be a thing that happens in the next couple episodes. But Sentinel and Rowdy fought for the World Tag Team titles. Sentinel coming out on top of that. So it's going to be an interesting one when you guys do finally get to step in the ring again. Will there be a world title belt on the line at the time? Maybe, maybe not. Another crazy thing, like how long has it been since we have seen Cheyenne Davis without a title belt? Oh yeah, no, for sure it'll happen. Those are classic matches. Definitely want to see those go on for sure. In season 7, does Cheyenne start getting back on top of the thing where she's going back after the Universal title, or does she finally set her sights for real on the TCW World title? You look at some of the history of what she has done, and you look at, I don't think she has ever been beat for the television championship. I think she has won it twice, and I think 2 times she has vacated that title. So in the title match, she has fought for the title and not won it, but when she has held the title, I don't know that she's ever lost with the television title. I don't know either. I'm going to look right now just to see, because I don't know either if she has ever won the world title. Oh, she has. 1 time. So, yeah, she beat Ozzy for the world title if you go all the way back into season 2. But then Ozzy wins it right back from her in the next match. And then she kind of moves on. She fought Ozzy one more time for it. Recently, she fought Ozzy again for it. So she has only ever fought Ozzy for the world title. So that is interesting. She has beat her 1 time. Ozzy has defended against her 3 or 4 times. So will she kind of set her sights on that? Or will she be going after something? Will she stay going after the Universal World title? What's going on, Jesse Jackhammer? Welcome to the stream, brother. Guys, too, make sure you're sharing the video out to some different folks. That way they know what is going on, just in case they didn't see it happening. And now, it's hard to believe, but 7-time TCW Women's World Champion Ozzy coming down. And, you know, we talk about the lack of Cheyenne winning this title. But you talk about, like, the lack of Cheyenne winning the TCW Women's World title. But Ozzy it's kind of the reverse thing now on the Universal side. Cheyenne, yeah, maybe she's only won it once. Witcher, the only two-time winner of the Universal title. But Witcher wins it, unable to defend it. Then Witcher wins it, defends it twice. Recently loses it to Liv Morgan. Aussie wins the very first one. Won it against Ronda Rousey. Defended it against Beth Phoenix. Lost to Miss Nightmare. Cheyenne wins it and then goes on to defend it a record 9 times. Aussie, her 2-time title defense is the second longest streak ever, so very tough belt to win and hold on to. But Cheyenne absolutely held on to it for the entirety of Season 5 and then held on to it all the way through episode 66 of this year. So she held that belt for quite a long time. Lots of title defenses in there as well. So Liv Morgan now the current holder of the belt. Will we see that belt fought for one more time, or will it be not until 2K25 comes out? So another thing to keep an eye on. But the Universal title series, nothing to be messed around with. That's another big thing that'll be going on. We can see the powers of Witcher. Will that carry into Season 7? Will she put an emphasis on doing that? Or maybe will she take a step back as far as the powers are concerned? Kind of put them on a back shelf. Can she put them on a back shelf? We don't even know, so definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye out and an eye on. But a lot of big superstars really, especially through Season 6, a lot of big superstars created really since joining and transforming into the WCW. We have seen a lot of new superstars really start catapulting themselves back into like the success, into like not just star, but maybe even superstar. You look at like Sentinel. Witcher was kind of a star, but now kind of catapulted herself up into that superstar thing. We've seen some other ones kind of take a step back where we haven't seen as much of them. Does that change going in for Season 7? Another thing that we're going to look at. Does the WWE, do they start stepping up and producing better wrestlers? And I don't mean like talent, but I mean like really, when you look at the WCW's women's brand, like, got to be considered the best of the best. You know what I mean? And now we have seen towards the end of this season, some of the WWE wrestlers, because of that competition, now starting to step up their game as well. Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Asuka. So starting to see them kind of step up and them kind of able to do their thing, Charlotte Flair. So will we keep seeing that in Season 7? Will they continue to rise? Will they continue to garner the success? And that's another thing as far as the TCW now with the changeover. Hogan and Sting, the last really two people on that side taking a step back. Will we see the same in the women's division? Jade Cargill signed with the WCW. Will she stay signed with the TCW, or will she go back to the WWE and be fighting on their side? So we'll still have Monday Night Meltdown. We'll have Thursday Night Outbreak. We'll have Friday Night TWC Wrestling. And we're still going to have every other week the Monday Night Wars. TCW and the WWE have signed contracts for that one show where they can come together. They won't be coming together so much in the pay-per-views. You may see a wrestler step into a pay-per-view to defend a title. But you won't be seeing that as much. You'll be seeing mostly just the or the WCW. And they may still come together for a pay-per-view. Like there may be a singular pay-per-view where they come together and really like battle it out. But they're going to be battling it out every other week on the Monday Night Wars program. So we'll still see the fight in there. We'll see who can dominate the Universal title picture. So like I say, none of that stuff changes. We just have a mystery buyer. Still don't know who it is. Was it an individual that bought? We do know that whoever bought it, whoever the owner or the ownership group is, have named a committee, and that committee is supposed to be naming a new GM for the TCW brand and a new GM for the TWC brand, which is kind of a split from what was going on. We didn't have kind of that go-to person. Eric Bischoff kind of handled it all under the flagship of the WCW. So we're going to be seeing a lot of neat things, a lot of different changes, a lot of different stuff. What does it mean moving forward? Only time will tell, but we are going to keep an eye on that and continue to announce the breaking news as it happens.
Representing the Gate Crashers from the Garden of Eden, one half of the WCW Women's World Tag Team Champions, and one half of the Universal Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Evil Within, Rex and Tessa.
So the neat thing about this match, especially on the women's side, you're seeing some of the more iconic TCW wrestlers, but you were also seeing two of the rising stars here in Season 6 also competing in this match. So a couple that are maintaining the top, maybe a couple on the decline, maybe a couple of the rising stars. So a very good mix inside this match. And it's going to be interesting to see how this match progresses. Who is going to try to face off against the other ones? Who is going to try to maintain whatever they're maintaining? Who is going to fight it out in this match? Where are these wrestlers' focus going to? Because regardless of what we think out here in the announce booth, regardless of what we think as fans, the wrestlers definitely in the locker room know who they're worried about. Now, they may not admit it, but you can see in matches like this where you've got the 8 women matches or the 8-man matches, there are wrestlers that definitely focus in on certain things, that definitely make sure that this person or that person, and you look at our current WCW women's, or our TCW women's world champion, and she is over there right now focused on Repentia. You look at Witcher, the former 2-time Universal Women's Champion. She is focused on Melinda. Heather and Jane going after it. And Ozzy now focused on Melinda. Cheyenne and Witcher. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, maybe it's something that happens in passing, but who is focused on who? And Melinda and Miss Nightmare really trying to get at each other. Miss Nightmare winning that. Maybe not the race to get there, but winning it when she finally does get there. And Jane and Ozzy, it's been a minute, but Those two used to have some absolutely epic battles as well. Jade now going for the pin. Rapincha and Witcher. Melinda now and Heather. And again, back to Ozzy and Cheyenne. Now these two, they've kind of had a natural rivalry just because it's always a question who is better between the two of them. And they've been performing this stuff at world-class levels. So the fact of who is the better champion comes up a lot, not just in fan conversations, but also amongst the wrestlers in the back, also amongst the interviews that they end up doing. And Heather getting the double team right there. Feet going right up against that those steel steps. So the back of the heels going up against the steel steps. And look, it looks like a little thing, but that could end up being something where it gets harder to walk, it gets harder to move, it gets harder to do the other things that you're trying to do. So Heather now rolling up the leg. She rolled up the leg, and Ozzy throws Witcher into those steel steps. And still able to kick out in two. Miss Nightmare and Cheyenne going at it in the ring. And Rapincha, a huge clothesline on Witcher. Looked like she was trying to finish the job there, but Jane kind of blocked it from happening, and now Jane going up underneath, getting out the sledgehammer. Witcher tried to stop her, unable to do it, rolls her up right there, and here it comes. Getting hit with the yellow brick road, rolls up the leg, 1, 2, and Melinda finds a way to kick out in 2. And Rapincha, again, one of the two hottest female wrestlers on the circuit right now, pins the leader of the NWO, Heather D. And what was Cheyenne doing in there? Probably whatever it takes. She's trying to show you that maybe she's got that old found attitude back, understanding the size of Miss Nightmare, and is willing to do whatever it takes to get the pin on her. Fafo slam onto Rapincha, rolls the leg. 1. And only a 1 count. Cheyenne now hooks the boots. 1, 2, 3. And Cheyenne eliminates Miss Nightmare. You know, we talked about the NWO, and we talked about the corporate syndicate, and we talked about what that means. What does that look like moving forward? If you look at the women's side of the NWO, it really makes you wonder. The women on the NWO side have been together for a long time. The women that they brought in, are they a temporary thing? Oh, Cheyenne hits Ozzy with the 8-second ride. And it took the referee 2.7 quadrillion years to get over there and even start a count. So not even a 1 count, even after that 8-second ride. But again, doesn't matter who you are, Cheyenne can end your night in 3 moves. Another Fafo slam onto Rapincha. That's got to be all over but the crying, especially it happening on the outside of the ring. And Melinda gets the pin against Rapincha. What? Melinda's like, let me dominate. everything that's going on. Starts swinging that sledgehammer, then goes in, tries to get a piece of Cheyenne. Cheyenne getting that turned around and still finds a way to do it, and now sitting right in front of Ozzy. Timing a little bit off right there, but stays in control. Ozzy turning it back around. Jane trying to do what she can against Witcher because there's only 5 people now left in this main event match. Cheyenne walking over. And one of the most deadly moves, and look at the state of this pin right here. Best pin in the game. Jane goes for the last dance of Mary Jane, tries to get that nonchalant pin, and it does not work on Witcher. Cheyenne looking like she is out. And who knows what happens, but there's a broken kendo stick over there, and she is out on her feet. Jane taking the sledgehammer over to Witcher and just going to town on that. Ozzy trying to get it set up, trying to set up the yellow brick road, and now Jane using that sledgehammer to do the dirty work. Jane really kind of almost having eyes in the back of her head right now, really controlling the entire match here for the last little bit. Throws Melinda in the ring, but doesn't see Ozzy coming. Melinda sees Witcher coming. She's like, I do not want to get hit by that kendo stick, and here it is, somewhere over the rainbow, or the yellow brick road, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. And that should show you that you can hold that all you want. You can control the match all you want, but at the end of the day, things could end quickly. Cheyenne getting a little measure of revenge against Witcher, gets the pin on Witcher. And Melinda finds a way to kick out. Again, Cheyenne playing it up to the crowd, letting these two kind of hash it out. Oh! Half hit her with it, didn't get the whole thing in, but half hit her with the 8-second ride, and it looks almost like she's letting her off the hook right now. By not going for the pin, Ozzy now getting back to her feet. Cheyenne really focused on what's going on with Melinda. Melinda trying to get back to her feet. And if she didn't see her before, she sees it now. Throws Melinda into the ring. Ozzy now getting after it. Melinda now finally getting back up. And looking like she's like, hey, let me just wait here. Let me develop a better strategy. And Ozzy, I don't think Ozzy realizes Melinda's out. Well, maybe she does. And Cheyenne giving up the body to get her down onto the ground. And now these 3 women just going back and forth. Big power bomb right there on the outside. Melinda went for the Fafo slam on Cheyenne. Cheyenne able to stop it. And a big slam incoming right here. Oh, instead of swinging neck breaker, Melinda picks up Ozzy, slams her down, but puts her in between her and Cheyenne, so able to use Cheyenne as a barrier. She just did it again with Ozzy, but hooks the leg of Cheyenne. 2, 3. And now down to the final 2 competitors of the evening. Ozzy able to get the upper hand, however. Rolls up the leg. And Melinda again able to kick out in 2. Now we have seen Ozzy deliver 2 yellow brick roads to Melinda. Can Melinda tries to deliver the Fafo slam, but here it is, and this has got to be it. That is the somewhere over the rainbow. Usually sets up the yellow brick road, but in this case goes for the pin and gets the win. Ozzy getting a win here tonight in the final official matches of the WCW brand. Moving forward, it will be the TCW brand. We will still stay, though, in Season 6 these last couple of episodes before we move on to 2K25 this Friday. So it will still remain, we will remain here in Season 6, but just know Season 7 right around the corner. Big things happening. If you guys are out there and you guys make up your own wrestlers that I end up downloading, a lot of times people are telling you, they're like, hey,